Hello everybody, my name is Emily and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be answering some questions. I didn't really want to do the regular Q&A though, so I'm kind of doing questions that I feel have more meaning than like the regular Q&A that people usually start off with on their channels. Like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you? Like, I feel like those questions are just boring and I just don't really feel like there's anything there, you know? I should have done this before I started the video. Oh, where is it? Is that it? This is just, so these questions I just found on Pinterest. The first question is, what are you fearful of? The thing I'm most fearful of, I would say, is the ocean. I don't really like swimming in anything other than a pool because I don't know what's in there, and especially when the water is really dark, like that's why the ocean is the worst. Like lakes and rivers I could do, but oceans are just a no-go. Like, it's so scary what could be in there that could come and eat my feet while they're just dangling there and I'm swimming. Like, no, I can't. The next question is, what is something that is hard for you? And I would say I have difficulty talking about my feelings. I feel like I've gotten like a lot better over time because I've discovered that it's like a really huge part of life and communication is really important to me now, so I feel like I've gotten better at that, but I just don't have a very easy time communicating exactly what I'm feeling and stuff like that, and I get emotional really easily. So whether it's like sad, angry, happy, like I tear up, and I also hate that, especially when I'm angry, because I feel like I don't seem angry and I'm not, and I wouldn't get taken seriously. That's something I find difficult, is talking about my feelings and expressing myself, I guess. How do you handle frustration? I don't handle frustration very well. I cry a lot. I look for help when I get frustrated, which is not always a good thing. Like, it's a good thing in school because I get frustrated easily, and when I get frustrated I get emotional, and then it's hard to see things with clarity and to keep moving forward because I'm just losing control of my emotions. So I go to a teacher most of the time for help when I'm frustrated in school. Another example though would be like if I'm playing a video game and I get frustrated, I just look up a walkthrough and I cheat. So I feel like that's like a negative aspect of that. What do you do or think that helps you remember you can make it through hard experiences? When I'm doing something hard or I'm experiencing something that is difficult and I don't know if I start having negative thoughts about like moving forward or anything, I remember that it'll be okay and that in the past I've gone through everything I've been through. So I know that this time it will be okay as well. Like, I just remember that I've made it this far, so I can keep going. And I also remember why I started, or why I'm doing the thing, or why I'm experiencing the thing I'm experiencing, because that just gives me the drive to keep going, whether it be work or whatever difficult experience that I'm going through. There'll be something better waiting for me on the other side. What helps you when you feel angry? When it comes to others, like if I'm angry with another person, I remember that we're all just human. We're gonna make each other angry. I can't, like, not everyone's perfect. Like, whatever I'm angry about, it's not worth being angry about. If I'm having a misunderstanding, it's just because we're different people, and that's okay. So sometimes I'll get angry with people, but it's okay. And then when I'm angry either with myself or with the actual thing I'm experiencing or the situation I'm in, I remember that not everything is gonna go my way. Like, I might not be good at math, I might be not doing well at something, but that's just how it goes sometimes, and you have to fail to keep moving forward. And I guess that doesn't necessarily always have to do with anger, but that's what I think of when I think of anger. What helps you when you feel anxious? For me, breathing is really important, taking deep breaths. I've struggled with anxiety and panic attacks before, and I know from experience that taking deep breaths will slow my breathing and will help me regain control of myself, and I just keep control of my breathing. That helps reduce anxiety for me, and focusing on the bright side of whatever situation I'm in, being optimistic about whatever I'm feeling anxious about, reminding myself that no matter how it goes, worst case scenario, it'll still be okay. And physically grounding myself is really important for me. If I'm feeling anxious about a test or something, I will just sit back and focus on where I am physically, focus on things in the room and people that I might see or be with, and just physically feel, hear, touch whatever is around me. Just ground myself and bring myself back into the room instead of into my thoughts where the anxiety is snowballing and increasing. What triggers you to cry? For me, I cry when I talk about something that makes me feel passionately. I've said this before, whether I'm angry, sad, happy, I will tear up. I cry very easily. Another thing that makes me cry is when I can't express myself, because I get frustrated and that frustration builds, and frustration makes me cry. I cry about a lot of things. One thing that makes me cry a lot is thinking about money. I feel like money is just a really big worry for me. So talking about it just really gets me worried, and I have a hard time thinking about it in a positive way. So it's a big factor that causes me anxiety, I think, as well as talking about the future, because I worry a lot about the future. For right now, it's school, what's gonna happen in the future. I'm worrying about that all the time instead of the present. So yeah. When do you feel most at peace? I kind of struggled answering this question. I don't really know. I feel at peace, I guess I could say, like, when I have nothing to do. Like, no schoolwork, no work, no nothing. Like, I literally have nothing to do. I don't have any responsibilities waiting for me, or I've accomplished everything I need to. How do you handle making mistakes? When I make a mistake, I correct it if possible, and if not, I accept it and take responsibility. That makes me feel like there's actually a way of like improving and making sure it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, if I just ignored it, it just wouldn't go away, and it would sort of, I would feel guilty about it, but just accepting it and taking responsibility for making a mistake makes me feel better. How do you feel when you make a mistake? I'd say I feel guilty. Well, I feel guilty if it affects someone else. If it's just like a mistake that only affects me, or like a simple mistake, like if I make a mistake in the way I pronounce something, or in a piece of work or something like that, that doesn't hurt anyone else, I just feel embarrassed, and most of the time I just move on and put it in the past. What are ways you make amends when you make a mistake? I apologize and take responsibility always. That just sort of resolves the issue for me, and I apologize and makes sure I'm sincere, and that everyone who's affected by it knows that how I feel about it, and that I'm sorry for what I did that affected them. Oh my gosh, so many notifications. I'm so popular. Wow. When is a time when you experience the feeling of not being good enough? I experience that when I get bad grades, which is really not good. I feel like a lot of students experience this, but that's a huge thing that like a standard that I hold up for myself, that I need to get good grades, and then when I don't meet high expectations, I feel like I'm not good enough. So getting bad grades is a time when that happens for me. How do you remind yourself that you are always good enough regardless of what has happened? I remind myself that I'm human, and so is everybody else, and I'm young, and I don't have a lot of experience, and that experiencing things will bring me more wisdom and understanding and skill, and the ability to do better in the future. And the prospect of improvement is a way that I get through difficult situations, and times when I'm not feeling good enough, is that I will always get better, and I'm only human, and nobody's perfect. So when do you know that your voice is heard and that what you have to share matters? I recently posted an article in my local newspaper, and I got a lot of responses, and I feel like that was the first time that I really felt like what I have to say matters, and it was truly valued, and that people actually heard what I had to say, because I got responses and people were acknowledging that this was something that was happening, and I thought that was amazing. And so when I share what I have to say, when I share my voice with others, and I put myself out there and I get a response, bad or good, that's when I know that I have something to say and that it matters. the last question is, what are you grateful for? And I'm grateful for so many things. The list could go on and on. Shortened, I would say I'm grateful for my family that love me and care about me and treat me with respect, and just my amazing family. My friends who love and support me through everything. I'm grateful for my life, for where I live, the privileges that I have, and just all the resources and things that I have access to. So that is it for the questions. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more. Maybe comment on other things that you might want to see from me. I hope this video gave you insight on who I am as a person, and maybe that affects what content you might want to see from me, and any love and appreciation or criticism, anything is welcomed. I'm very thankful for any support you can offer. So give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you want to see more.